Hey guys, welcome back to our fourth lesson on Java. Today we'll be teaching you guys about some basic arithmetic. It'll start off pretty basic and stuff you might already know, but then we're going to get a bit more advanced towards the end of the video. So I'm going to skip there. So let's start off with something like int x. We're going to set this equal to 3. So as we should know from our previous videos, we're going to do system.out.println dot println and then x, and we're going to run this. While I wait for it to run, I'm just going to format it to make it look a little bit better. Yeah. So we're getting x is equal to 3. So when we're printing out variable x, since it's equal to 3, we're going to be printing 3 out. Now for variables, we don't just need to be printing out x equals 3. We can do something like x equals 3 plus 2. And then this is obviously 5, right? So we can also do 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. If we're to come up, 3 minus 2 is equal to 1, right? Because int x equals 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. 3 times 2, 3 times 2, which 3 times 2 is equal to 6. If it comes up, IntelliJ once again, super slow. Don't know why I'm still using it. About to switch in one of the next tutorials. So anyway, enough ranting for now. Int x equals 3 times 2, and 3 times 2 is 6. So we're getting 6 printed to the console. And finally, this is something that you guys might have not known yet, but I'm about to teach you something new, hopefully. Whenever we have an integer divided by another integer, and the answer should be a double based on like common logic, right? We're going to get the number 1. But 3 divided by 2 should be 1.5, right? Here's why it's not in this case. Since 3 is an integer and 2 is an integer, 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. But it's being stored in a double data type, right? So for this reason, it's going to truncate off the 0.5 at the end of the 1.5, and it's going to give us directly 1. If we wanted to change this, we could just make this a double, and then 3.0. Okay, and we're going to run this. This just means x will be stored as a double variable, which means it will be allowing decimals, and then 3.0 divided by 2 will just mean decimal divided by integer, because any decimal divided by integer will always end up being a decimal, but if I took away the 0.0 and I ran the same code again, then it would come up as just 1.0, because to get a decimal at the end, like this 0.5 over here, you need to divide at least a decimal divided by an integer. When we just divide two integers by each other, we're just going to get an integer value 0.0 when we're dividing. And now there's finally one more operator in Java, and this is called, for more arithmetic operator in Java, and this is called the modulus. So it's a bit hard to explain, so I'm just going to show you guys. I'm supposed to do 8 modulus 5. And I would run this code. All modulus does is it takes 8 divided by 5, which is 1 with a remainder of 3, and it stores x to be the remainder of this value. So when we have 8 divided by 5, we're getting a value of 1, which is 1, and we have a remainder of 3. So this remainder is being stored in x, and that's what's being printed out. Once again, if I printed out 9 to modulus 5, 9 divided by 5 would be 1 with a remainder of 4. So we should be expecting, once again, 4.0 to come up. It's only coming up as 4.0 because I'm storing it as double. And double will always add a 0.0 to a whole integer number. Okay. So there's one more thing I'm going to teach you guys, and before we apply some of this stuff. It's called PEMDAS. You guys may have heard about this in math class or something, but if you haven't, I'll just be sure to go over it with you guys again. That's PEMDAS. So we're just going to wait for it to run a little bit. And yeah, PEMDAS on the console down here. All this stands for is, first, when we're solving things, we have to solve the parentheses first, then we solve the exponents, then we solve multiplication, division at the same time, depending on whichever one comes first when going from left to right. So for that, I'm just going to give you guys a quick example. Like system.out.println, and then, actually no, I don't need a print statement for this yet. Int I, where's I equals, how about we do something like 3 times 2 divided by 8.0, just to get a decimal. That's not a division, yeah, and semicolon. Three divided by 8, 3 times 2 divided by 8. So basically by doing this, we're going to get 3 times 2, we're going to do first, and then we're going to do this sum, multiplication product of this divided by 8, because we're going to be going from left to right. So 3 times 2 is 6, 6 divided by 8 is 6/8, or if you most simplify it, it's 3/4. Alright? Same thing happens when you substitute subtraction and addition into this thing. Since addition and subtraction are also equally ranked at the same level, we're just going to go from left to right and do as we see fit. So first we see we have 3 minus 2. We'll do that first, which is 3 minus 2 is 1, and then 1 plus 8 is equal to 9. If we didn't do this in this order, we would get some different results sometimes, not always. In this example, we would just happen to get the same result by doing negative 2 plus 8, which is 6, minus plus 3, which is 9, but it will not always work out this way. So that's just another thing that you guys can do with Java. So if you guys want, after this video, you guys should probably start practicing some of this stuff. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like down below. And I hope you come back for the next video. Peace.